Hello, my name is not really important. Normally I just write lists, top 10 things and all that, and I thought I'd do a quick blog on what my favourite films were of 2014. I've always wanted to know what a troll reads like, so I thought I'd do my top 10 list, so here we go. As an honourable mention, I thought that I would put Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac at number 11. And I feel that the only reason he made it was to try to get a smile off Charlotte Gainsbourg's face. And then she actually does smile for a brief moment in the director's cut with the two guys and never mind, it's just... Alright, going on to the main list, I'm going to go with The Babadook. A bit like The Exorcist, I suppose, in a house that looks a little bit like the one I live in. Thought it was fantastic. Mark Commode seemed to like it too, so, when's Mark Commode ever wrong? But it goes at number 10, really, The Babadook. Number 9, I'm going to go with Calvary. I preferred The Guard a little bit more. It's a little bit funnier, a little bit more rough around the edges perhaps. Film starring Brendan Gleeson as a good priest, a good Catholic priest. So it's something of a science fiction film. Number 9, we have Calvary. And number 8, Jake Gyllenhaal film, Nightcrawler. I never thought I'd really put Jake Gyllenhaal in one of my top 10 films, even something like Donnie Darko. I never particularly liked the man. He is basically the embodiment of a velociraptor with a movie camera. I kind of identify with that. The film has been likened to such films as Taxi Driver, and you can see why. It did its job for me. I thought that was fantastic. At number 8, we have Nightcrawler. The main thanks of the year, I'd like to give to Eva Green. Thank you, Eva Green, for 300 Rise of the Empire and, of course, Sin City 2. Both terrible films, but Eva, thank you very much for that. Brilliant one. At number 7, we have Tom Hardy gets in a car, drives down a motorway. There are no gangsters, no terrorists, no alien invasions. It is simply a man talking on the telephone about mundane, everyday things that we all talk about. But they basically just put Tom Hardy in a car while actors wait in a hotel room to feed him their line. And he just did the journey 6 times, and I really respect that. My number 7 selection, Locke. Number 6, we've got, it's basically one of the Oscar favourites. I put it at number 6, but I really loved it. I'm not really a big Wes Anderson fan. The only other thing I really enjoyed that he did was The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. So I'm gonna go with this Grand Budapest Hotel, I think, because of Ralph Fiennes' fantastic performance. He was really good in Bruges, but here he really knocked it out of the park. Wes Anderson, number 6. The worst film of the year, well, there's a bit of a story to that, because I read somewhere that Luc Besson, he used to get fan mail saying, wow, I've really got an idea about where we could take Leon, what you can do with the little girl as she grows up. He asked lawyers to send cease and desist letters. I mean, I think that's absolutely disgusting. If something is in the public consciousness like Leon was, you have a responsibility. This is something that George Lucas learned, and it doesn't hurt me at all to say that I think Lucy is the biggest load of shit I've seen all year. I mean, it's f***ing terrible. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody of Morgan Freeman's stature standing up on a stage talking this complete shit how we only use 10% of our brain. What a load of crap. Just suspension of disbelief. I mean, alright, I get it. But there's no... I just watched this waffle and I was completely offended by it. And yeah, alright, it's action and it's got this French action going all the way through it. How come she can just move people? It's just utter but it's just visual that doesn't mean anything to anyone. And anybody that says it, oh, it's alright, well, they have clearly no soul, because Lucy sucks the of the dead. Number 5, I'm going to go with Birdman. Michael Keaton will almost certainly get the Academy Award for Best Actor. For some bizarre reason, I connected with Edward Norton. I have no idea why, but yeah, I really liked Birdman. And number 4, well, I think this is really a personal preference. There's a reason that The Initiation Game didn't get onto my list. Had him as a kid, then it's flashing forward to when he's working on the Enigma machine, then it had him being investigated by a Columbo-esque police officer, and then it goes back to him being a kid, and it's, I don't like that. This is why I really like American Sniper. Like its subject matter, Chris Kyle, the film, it just follows a very basic narrative. It just tells you who the man was and what happened to him. Because of the linear narrative, because of the fantastic performance by Bradley Cooper, really believe it deserved to be on my top 10, so it is. I'm going to put American Sniper at number 4. At number 3, Scarlett Johansson finally gets a kid off in possibly one of the weirdest, most provocative films of the year, Under the Skin. The film kind of reminds me of Man Who Fell to Earth. In actual fact, it would be quite a good double bill. I think Man Who Fell to Earth and Under the Skin. But Under the Skin is a lot colder. It's really high up on the list and it deserves to be that. It's Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson. Number 3. At number 2, it's a bit of a controversial one. You shouldn't really put silly films in your top 10 list. I really didn't want to put it in, but I have to. Guardians of the Galaxy. My God, I went to the cinema feeling really, really down, and I walked out of the cinema with a big smile on my face. You know, that's what the film did to me. I know that all these other films I've mentioned, they convey lots of emotion and all that, and you get so much in. But you know, for me, fun is an emotion. Fun's a really, really good emotion, you know, and if a film can make you feel happy, then I say it's worthy, it's valid. Guardians of the Galaxy, it just took me back to being a kid and I loved it. At number 1, 12 years in the making, Richard Linklater's Boyhood. Even though it was filmed over such a long period of time, you don't get the feeling that you're just in the film. It's like a regular film, but you can see these people growing up before your eyes. One minute Patricia Arquette is fat, she's thin, she's fat again, she's thin. She's kind of tubby at the end. The film is 2.5 hours of just watching somebody grow up before your eyes and eventually leave home. And I believe that really is what cinema is. It's looking at life. And for me, Boyhood did that, and it did it better than any other film this year, so that's why Boyhood to me is my film of the year. Yeah. Bye.